The circle of community like this one here in Cottonwood, joined in positive, loving oneness, is enough to create significant change for the community and for planet Earth. Are you ready to do your part?
Yes.
Okay, good. In order for us to do this kind of healing, we need to take a few moments to center ourselves, open our hearts fully, and connect with each other as a community, as a circle. Let's close our eyes and imagine that you're all sitting in a big circle facing each other. I want you to be aware of how you're feeling right here and right now, without any judgments of what you think you know, and without any judgments of what you think you don't know. Just get comfy, close your eyes. Are you happy to be here this morning? Or are you thinking of somewhere else you ought to be later on? Focus on your breathing. Breathing in and out together with me. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Breathing like this is how we begin to create strength and build the energy of unconditional love, support, and compassion for our circle. Now imagine your heartbeat connecting beat by beat with the person next to you. One heartbeat, just like Mother Earth. Feel it. Hear it. Feel the shared desire for personal healing and to be in service to Mother Earth. When we work on a spiritual level, the first thing we always do is shift our vibration through meditation, breathing, chanting, drumming, visioning. There are many ways to move the vibration from the physical here and now to a spiritual state of mind. That's where the power of transformation, creating change and healing happens. Today we're just using breathing. But now with your eyes closed, listen carefully as I'm going to say some words, and I want you to completely absorb these words into your body and notice what's happening in your body when you hear them. Peace. Balance. Harmony. Joy. Laughter. Awe. Exquisite. Splendor. Radiance. Inspiration. Truth. Passion. Love. Gratitude. Loving community. Can you feel your energy shift in your body as you take in the vibrations of these words? Notice how you're feeling right now. As we open up our senses and start to use our imagination, this is one way we start to leave our ordinary concerns and fears of the future behind us. Now I want everyone to open your eyes. Raise your arms in the air, shake your hands, and say, woo-hoo! One more time with me. Woo! All right. I think we're all back now. You ever wonder why we're here on planet Earth? I think it's to have fun. One of my earliest spiritual mentors was Edwin Gaines from Mentone, Alabama. She said, Earth is the party planet. Which I think is true. But I think we also came here to learn a thing or two about unconditional love. You see, that's what Earth School is all about. It's going through challenges, hurts, heartbreaks, wounds, and healing to realize the power of unconditional love. I know many of us have felt this power. It's the most powerful healing and transformative energy on the planet. For me, unconditional love begins with gratitude. Now, I know how to feel gratitude for a person or a thing, but I want that feeling of gratitude to last all day, all week, all month, the rest of my life, because through my study of shamanism, I realized that the joy of living comes from living in a state of gratitude. And as human beings, it's our responsibility to take action, to improve our behavior, and to find ways to bring balance and harmony into our lives. You know, we're moving to the south today. And when we look at the south direction, we see that the element is water. One of the most powerful teachers on the planet lives in water. I'm talking about the dolphin. The dolphin teaches us many things. But the most important thing it teaches us is about self-love, which is also the most important message that I bring as well. Dolphin dances in the element of water, like we dance in the element of earth. The dolphin is showing us how to open up to the energy of love, balance, and harmony. Express your inner truth. Follow your inner joy. The dolphin is asking us to dive to the depths of our being and rediscover the love that is who we are. The dolphin teaches us three things that are essential to life. It teaches us about water, about breath, and about sound. Now, water represents creation. Our breathing can be controlled all through our consciousness to heal our minds, our bodies, and our spirits. And sound is life force in action. Sound requires the breath. So the medicine of the dolphin is teaching us as we enter the waters of life, use breath and sound and call forth from creation that which we most desire. I'm doing double duty today. You know, Mother Earth has her way of getting our attention. Whether it's a earthquake, tornado, hurricane, drought, fire, flood. But I don't think she's being vengeful or trying to punish anyone, any more than I think the source of creation is going to pass judgment on any of us. I think these are just attention givers. It's like the little girl who was being ignored by her parents at a party, and she's tugging on the skirt and on the pant leg and getting nowhere, so she just pulls down her pants. That's an attention getter. I'm sure it got her parents' attention, you know. Well, that's all that this is. It's an attention getter. You know, the elements, earth, the wind, the air, the rain, the sun, they're reminding us to appreciate our time here on earth and learn to live in harmony with nature. This goes for all of us who want joy and would do anything to be able to feel and experience kind of joy that can't be bought. It doesn't come by posting and having friends on Facebook, social media, or collecting a lot of stuff and objects. It's the joy that comes from having a beautiful, radiant, rich, bright, rich, deep, fertile inner garden. Now, if you've been coming to a church or a spiritual center like the Center of Universal Light, where there's a like-minded community, and you're probably already aware of this inner garden, and you're on a path to cultivating it. So why don't we go within for a few moments and take a look at our inner garden, and let's see what's growing there. Once again, let's close our eyes, get comfortable, take a deep breath. Now imagine traveling within. Imagine a garden. You are the garden. Imagine the plants growing there, the leaves, colors, smells. Now imagine that you're the gardener. You're the garden and the gardener. And you're just simply inspecting the inner garden. What is the health of your inner garden? Check the soil for moisture levels. Is there enough sunlight? What can you grow? Appreciation, love, peace, peace in your community, service in your community, cooperation in your home and your community. In many spiritual practices, including shamanism, it's understood that thoughts are the same thing as words. They are seeds. So, are you planting seeds of inspiration, hope, love, beauty? Or have you been planting seeds of fear without even knowing it? Fear of the future. Fear of a terrorist attack. Fear of what the new president might do. Look around you and then gaze without judgment on your inner garden. You'll know what's growing by your surroundings, your relationships with family, friends, your community. What could be removed because it no longer serves your own health and well-being or that of the community or the planet? The kind of removal that I'm talking about uses unconditional love to transform it. You see, we can't hate something about ourselves in our inner garden and expect to share unconditional love with our community or the planet. It doesn't work that way. When we criticize and judge something in someone else, it's the same as we're criticizing and judging ourselves. And how can we ever hope to love another human being until we can love everything about ourselves unconditionally? If we want to really, really feel unconditional love, start with the seeds and plants in our own inner garden. Like the Serenity Prayer, accept the things I cannot change about myself and change the things I can, and fertilize them with compassion, laughter, love, and kindness. Everyone take a deep breath. So let's appreciate the life force of our inner garden and where it's at right now. Don't judge, Just observe as you tend to your inner garden, replacing seeds of fear, anger, resentment, or doubt with compassion, faith, joy, love. You change your own vibration. You change the world. Now you may open your eyes. I want you to remember the last words I just spoke before you opened your eyes. What did I say? When you change your vibration, you change the world. All right, let's look at the medicine wheel right now. When we turn to the south direction, the medicine wheel, we see the color red. The snake and the coyote are the main totems of the south. The element is water, the chakra is root, the musical note is D, D for dolphin, and the plant is cedar. Here's some cedar that I got this past Wednesday. So, Native American medicine is not the same thing as modern medicine, the way we think of it. There's no pill. There's no procedure that is going to improve your physical health. When Native Americans refer to medicine, they're referring to the vital power or force that is inherent in nature itself. And the personal power within oneself, which has the ability to enable us to become more whole and complete. Medicine equals energy. Energy equals power. Power equals knowledge. The south is the direction of the healer. The healer's totem is the snake. The south is the place of earth connection. It's being one with Mother Nature. It's about transformation, shedding our skin, like the snake. It's about understanding our wounds and being one with and resolving our past hurts and finding the gifts in our injuries. Very important. Finding the gifts in our injuries. In other words, being in harmony with your health and learning the lesson that it has to teach you can return you to good health. We are all healers. Everyone in this room is a healer. But before we can help heal someone else, we must heal ourselves. And a huge part of healing ourselves is becoming free from our past. Whether we see our past as past hurts and traumas, or past sins and indiscretions, past mistakes or accidents, it's not the memory of the event that haunts us, but the emotions that are tied to it, that are bound to the past, that rob us of our life force energy. They steal our chance to feel better, to move forward, to have energy for life, for love, for laughter, for happiness. We can only stuff down the past so long before something happens that brings it back on us with a vengeance. This happened to me back in 2011. You know, the year of the ending of the Mayan calendar. I don't know about you, but we were going through some turmoil. Starting in late spring with the engine in our motorhome blowing up. We were raining oil. 2 days later, my wife Kimberly is involved in a physical encounter with an F5 tornado that seriously injured her and killed one of our dogs. Later that summer, I injured my right arm, my bow arm, by over-exercising. I thought I was stronger than I actually was. And then in the fall, late fall, came my emotional breakdown. A near mental breakdown, collapse, that led me to the door of suicide. It happened after Kim and I had been touring in Florida, and we were returning from Orlando to Phoenix, and I hadn't brought anything to read, so I was leafing through the Sky Mall magazine when I came across an ad for 2 books, Basic Theta Healing and Advanced Theta Healing. Has anybody ever heard of Theta Healing? Okay. Well, I thought it was a pretty interesting article, so I tore out the ad and put it in my pocket, and when we landed in Phoenix, I ordered the books on Amazon. We went from there to pick up our dogs from the doggy day spa, where they were living in a lap of luxury when we were gone. So we picked up our dogs, and as we were backing out, we had to back out this long driveway. Long. Did I say long? It was long. We're backing and as we were making our turn to go forward, we backed into a telephone pole. We weren't going fast, but it was enough velocity for us to pop our heads back and forward again. And the emotion of that did something to me. As I got out of the car to look at the damage to the bumper, which honestly wasn't very much, I started melting down. I started imploding. It was as if I was in a China syndrome and I was melting down at my core. The best way for me to describe this was that all of the past traumas in my life that I had stuffed into jars with that emotionally charged energy, and I put on a lid, tied it tightly, stored it on a shelf, one after the other, shelf after shelf, like in a library. That motion of going backwards and forwards tilted and tipped, began to tip those shelves with one another. They began to fall like dominoes. And all of those jars with the trauma and memory and emotion began to crash down. All I was hearing was breaking glass. The anger, the sorrow, the pain, the sadness in those jars, released all at once, created a vacuum that sucked the life force right out of me. And all I wanted to do was die. I couldn't even get back in the car. I started walking. I thought, if I could just make it to the highway, I'd just jump in front of a truck and end it. Somehow Kim got me back in the car. We headed down to Bisbee where we were going to spend Thanksgiving with her parents. And the whole way down, I was catatonic. I couldn't talk. At one point, I thought, I'm just going to open the door and jump out. I looked at her, and she looked like she's going to push me. I didn't want to end my life that way. I knew I was nearing the end of my life. I hadn't developed a plan, but I was standing at the door of suicide. And there's only two choices when you stand there. One, you go through the door. And I would have followed my older brother and sister. And there's the way they died. And I didn't want to be number 3 in my family. But the only other choice was change. How do you change? I had no idea what to do, how to change. So I did something that was very, very difficult for me. I asked for help to the universe. I had been taught that asking for help was a sign of weakness. So you can see, it wasn't an easy thing for me to do. But when we got back from that trip, one of those books was waiting for me. And I read through half of that book before I realized this is the answer to my prayer. It was Friday night, and I started searching for a Theta healer in the Phoenix Valley. What I found was a teacher in Sedona that was going to begin teaching basic Theta healing and advanced Theta healing on Monday, the following Monday. This was Friday night. I didn't know how I was going to get there. I didn't know where I was going to stay. I didn't know how I was going to afford it. I just knew that Monday morning, I had to be there. And by Saturday afternoon, everything had worked its way out. So when I walked into that classroom, Monday morning, my chest ached from anger. My heart was black, shriveled. There was so much sorrow in me that I was weeping. And I said to that teacher before I sat down, I said, I hate the Bible. I hate Christianity. I hate my parents. I hate their religion. And I hate what they did to me in the name of their religion. And she said, mine, I can see you've got issues. Yes, I had some issues. That was the beginning of my full recovery from my past and my becoming a certified Theta healer. You know, with all the climate changes that are going on here on the planet, many people are really starting to think that the elements are our enemies. And I'm especially concerned that children are beginning to see that the elements are their enemy. Whether it's a hurricane or a fire, a drought, a flood, an earthquake, a tornado, the elements are being seen as a destructive force. So I think it's really important for us to connect and discover how the elements are not our enemies, but our allies. And how to heal our relationship with the elements. The ancient shamanic principle of reciprocity says that when we honor nature, nature will honor us in return. Now, I'm not trying to oversimplify anything, but I really believe that if we all woke up every day and gave thanks for our lives, and for the air, the earth, the water, the sun, everything that gives and sustains us life here, I think we'd see a very different world. Part of our spiritual practice is to allow and honor nature's evolution as we honor our own. But also to realize that we have a responsibility to become the caretakers of Earth if we are going to survive as a species. Change ourselves and change the world. If you're feeling pessimistic, it's because of the thoughts and the words that you're planting in your inner garden. Pessimism leads to doubt and dread. Doubt and dread lead to hopelessness and fear. Hopelessness and fear leads to violence and war. Violence and war leads to anarchy, tyranny. Now we live in the age of self-mastery. Remember, change yourself, change the world. Change your vibration and change the world. Heal yourself and heal the world. The first step in connecting our body with nature is to realize that we are nature, not separate from it, but an integral part of it all. Your body is made up of the same elements, the same minerals, and the same energy as the planet. The percentage of water on the planet reflects the same percentage of water in our bodies. And though it's true we are nature beings, we can still fall out of alignment with our natural selves. Wellness is essentially the ability to be in tune with nature and align ourselves with the inherent wisdom that is with all of us. A new study says, which we all probably know, that spending time in nature dramatically reduces stress and is even anti-inflammatory. Connecting our bodies as a part of nature, listening to our body signals, and going to the great outdoors are key to optimal well-being. Change your mind. Think of Mother Earth as an extension of your body. Instead of thinking of it as part of Mother Earth, think of the Earth as an extension of our body. You wouldn't put into Mother Earth what you wouldn't put into your own body. Like Dio said yesterday, you wouldn't put pesticides on your body. Why would you put pesticides on Mother Earth? You wouldn't do that to your body, so why would you do something like that to Mother Earth? If we can shift our consciousness to that idea, that's going to change a lot of things in our world. Realize that nature is not just something outside of yourself, in your environment, but a part of your very being. The same water that flows in the ocean runs through our bloodstream. The same vitamins and minerals in nature are the very substance from which our bodies and bones are built. The oxygen that we breathe is from a symbiotic relationship between humans and trees, in which both of us provide necessary elements for one another to live and thrive. The heat that burns to fire in our bodies is the same fire in a flame or the sun. Our bodies are created from nature, and at the end of this incarnation, we give our physical bodies back to Mother Earth. Here's Mother Earth. Kimberly, come on up, let's sing a song.
Okay.
And as we're singing this song, I'm going to toss Mother Earth out. You grab her, you tell her you love her, and then you pass her on.
And if you need to get up and dance with Mother Earth, feel free to do that as well. Is my mic on? Shit. I have to turn it on?
Okay, we're in.
All right.
Like I said, if you want to get up and dance with Mother Earth, feel free to do that. Give her a hug. You better be paying attention too. You're going to get it in the head.
Be kind to Mother Earth. Because you know, there is only one Mother. And she gives herself freely. So give thanks to her. Give thanks to her. And when you have completed your visit here with our Mother, leave no trace. Leave no trace. We all drink her water. We all breathe her air. There's only one Mother. We all have to share. We need to walk it. Each son and daughter. Earth is our mother. Sky is our father. Leave no trace. Leave no trace. Think about the future of the human race. About the earth. Leave no trace. Think about the future of the human race. Birds and the mammals, the fish in the ocean,